Hello, welcome to Akulmek Business Channel. And as you know that we are in the series discussing and knowing about the great rishis of India. And today we will be talking about Shankaracharya. So don't go anywhere. We will be discussing and sharing lot of welcome back. And as you know that we are discussing about Shankaracharya, we call him Adi Shankaracharya. And he is a very known and profound rishi of India, and whose work is being celebrated. He was a Vedic scholar, teacher, and the work he has created is kind of harmonizing all the Vedas, Upanishads, synthesizing the Advaita Vedanta teaching of his time. And when we talk about Shankaracharya, we have a lot of respect for him, the work which he has done. And when we look into the writings of Adi Shankaracharya, it is basically deal with self and Brahma and defending the liberation, knowledge, and he always stress on knowledge, and that will lead to liberation, and taking Upanishada as an independent means of knowledge, and it is against the any type of ritual. As you know that we had been we have talked about mimimsa, which is kind of ritual in Indian philosophy or Indian school of Hinduism. But Adi Shankaracharya said that he is against the ritualism, because knowledge is one thing which really help in liberation. Now, when we talk about his birth, and it is actually not known. There's very small information about his birth, but it is said in the biographies which are written several centuries later that he was born on 11th of May 788 at Kerala, and according to one tradition, he belongs to a traditional family which is pious Lamudri Brahmin family, and it is said it's a very interesting story associated with him. It is said that both parents they were not having children, and they prayed for the God. And then God appeared in their dream and asked him, what kind of son you are looking at? So he said, you want a son who can live a very long life, or you want a son with profound intelligence, but the life will be less. So both a father and mother, they said, okay, I want a son who is intelligent, and that doesn't matter if he lives for a smaller years, because there's no point having a child who is who's foolish and can prolong living for many years. So this is how Shankaracharya was born, and this is a very interesting story associated with him. And I would also want to tell you that it is said that he was so intelligent that this kind of a person with that kind of sharp intellect born once in any century. So that makes him very unique person. Now, when we talk about the work, and the work which he has done is very profound, and it's about over 300 texts which he has written, or maybe he has spoken, and or his disciple, they have written these philosophies, and they are comprises of original philosophy and poetry And a part of this, he also have given all his writing deals with self, that is Atma and Brahma. And moksha is to attain life in life is a systematic way. And for systematic way, there are so many commentaries which are being authenticated and written by Adi Shankaracharya. He has also written many principles which are based on Upanishad, but they all are authentic work. And when we talk about many other books which he has written, is the one is Bhagavad Gita. He has given his commentaries, he has given his summaries on Bhagavad Gita, and then again he has done a Vivran, or we can say commentary on Ved Vyas Yoga Sutra. So all this is his authentic work, and he is most important philosopher when we talk about Hindu religion. And he all his dedicated his work towards Shaivism and of course Vaishnavism. So both stream you will find all his writings, all his authentic work in both for both the streams. And his whole teaching actually deals or surrounds with the Advaita Vedanta of school of Hindu. Now, when we talk about Shankaracharya, he was a person who synthesized the Advaita Vad with the which was already existing earlier, but then he has given a element where there is a synthesizing and regenerating the doctrine of Advaita, and that makes him a person with which he's a rishi is who has a different set of philosophy, and that makes him unique. And when we talk of Advaitism, that means non-secondness, and he has given stress that the experiencing self, that is Atma, is reality and not different from Atma and Brahma. The highest self and ultimate reality, or Jivatma, or individual self, is a reflection, or it's not limited to singular Atma, but it is Atma is into a multitude of individual bodies. So there are individual bodies, and again he stressed that experiencing it, and through knowledge you can attain moksha, liberation. So that is what is being you will find in all his teaching, in all his written philosophies. So going again back to what he really feels in his philosophy, he said that in Advaita tradition, moksha or liberation from suffering or rebirth is attained by illuminance of phenomenal word, like mean you have to work towards it, you have to do syncing of mind and body, which is into a complex. And then the notion of doership is very, very essential. And when we talk about moksha, which is liberation of liberating knowledge of Brahman, so he always, as I was telling you, is stressing that self and Brahman, you will attain a liberation only with knowledge. He has stressed lot of thing which is very much required for all human beings, especially when we talk about school of Hinduism, that you have to be sharpen your knowledge, to know, to experience things that will make you a unique person, and that will lead to your higher status, and you will attain liberation. Now, the central theme of Shankara's writing is identified, as I was telling you, Atma and Brahma. Once Shankaracharya's main concern was explaining the liberating knowledge, as I was telling you, of self. So going again further, he said there's no no knowledge. He When we establish knowledge, and at the same time he said there's nothing like ritual based phenomena which can lead you to higher goals. So he just said rituals are not required in your journey towards your moksha or liberation. So now he said Shankara has a very real kind of establishment of ideas. He said once in one of his writing that I am other than name, form and action. My nature is ever free. So we are ever free. I'm self and supreme unconditional Brahma, and I'm pure awareness and always non-dual. So this is kind of teaching which he has established, he has propagated for all his disciple, and towards a public, the teaching towards public as a whole. When we talk about the means of knowledge, and Shankara recognized the means of knowledge, but his focus was upon metaphysics, means to gain knowledge, reasoning method that empowers one to gain reliable knowledge. And that is the core essence of Adi Shankaracharya teaching. Now, going back, if you know that he established Mathas, and Mathas are very important work which is being done by Adi Shankaracharya, because these Mathas are established to really give strengthen to the Vedic philosophy and strengthen the unity of India, and that has created a major impact. Even today, we find these kind of Vedic teaching impact in Hinduism. Now, when we are talking about Mathas, there are 4 types of Mathas, as I was telling you. So this is Badri Kesham Jyoti Peeth, which is in north, Dwarka Shraddha Peeth, which is in west, Govardhan Peeth, which is in Puri in the east, and Sringeri Shraddha Peeth, which is in Karnataka. And when we are talking about these matas, what is the main purpose of each matters, and which you have to really understand, because when we talking about Govardhan Matha, which is in Odisha, which stress on the teaching of Rig Vedas, and when we talk about Rig Vedas, that means that consciousness is supreme being. So this is the philosophy these Govardhan Math, which is in Odisha, stress on, and they propagate this kind of teaching. Then coming back to Shraddha Peeth, which is in Karnataka, that might teach about Yajurveda. And when we talk about Yajurveda, which says Aham Brahmasi, that means I am Brahma. That means that you can attain that higher goals and become Brahma. Then going further to Dwarka Peeth, which is in Gujarat, that teaches some Veda, and it really established the thought of Advaita Vedanta, the doctrine of non-dualism. So, and coming further is Jyoti Math, which is in Uttarakhand, and the core essence of this math and the idea which this math propagate is that Atma is supreme being. So we believe in that, and this is how these maths are formed, and they are giving teaching to people, especially in India, and anybody who wants to take the Vedic learning. So these mathas are very crucial point, and they should get admission in that approach to these math to really understand the non-dualism philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya. Now, when we talk about his teaching, meditation is a crucial point in Adi Shankaracharya's teaching. Shankara considered the purity and steadiness of mind, which is achieved by yoga. And to gain moksha, knowledge, as I was discussing, he always stressed on knowledge. But the yogi state of mind can give rise to knowledge. So he also associated this kind of idea. To Shankaracharya, the knowledge of Brahma springs only from the inquiry into teaching of Upanishad. So as you know, there are six philosophy which we deals, and Vedic knowledge is one of the crucial philosophy of Hinduism. And Shankaracharya said that it is the knowledge you want to attain, you have to experience it. A part of this, you have to look towards the Upanishads, and that can give you the correct knowledge which is required for liberation. The method of yoga is encouraged in Shankara's teaching, and it also says that it is not good to suppress, but to really be inquisitive and do meditative exercises to withdraw from any particular unhealthy or anything which is you feel will make you away from the path of consciousness, the path of knowledge. So coming to the last point, which is very crucial point, because he stressed one of his longest written chapter, which is Upadesh Shastri. In the chapter 18, he says that what you are, you have to really understand that Tvam Asi, that you are. So you have to believe in that you are something, and that when we are talking about that, you means that self, which is consciousness. So he said that I am free, the existence, and I am free, and that is the statement that you have to understand that consciousness is there, and that you are, and you are free. So Shankara states that existence and Brahma, the real, the root of the world, and thus the true essence of everything that exists is Tvam. That refers once is real, and that self direct you to everything, and which makes you understand, makes you knowledgeable, and makes you free, and free from caste, from family. And these are the essences which will enhance your individual core, and which lead to your liberation. So when we are talking about Adi Shankaracharya, the kind of intellectual thought process which is being given by Shankaracharya, it is deep rooted, and you need to really understand to do our thorough study of his ideas, and the kind of work which he has done. He has traveled from Kerala to Kashmir and propagated his ideas, and that is being created an awareness of the Vedantic teaching, the consciousness, and the Hinduism as a whole. So this is a rishi which need no kind of introduction when we really live in India, and we know the name of Adi Shankaracharya. But if you really want to understand more, so you have to really go deep into his understanding, his teaching, and read more about it. So I will be meeting again with some other rishis in our next episode. In the meantime, I am leaving you with the Adi Shankara's thought and teaching, so that you can take advantage of his teaching and understand the cosmos and Hinduism more. So see you again. Bye bye.